con la clase. So we are starting today with our first real unit of the year sobre el calendario y las emociones. In your Google form, entra la clase y tu nombre. And by the end of class today, you will be able to answer some questions in Spanish about how I feel on certain days of the week, how some others feel on certain days of the week, and how we're feeling on those days. Yes, I realize that was very repetitive. Don't worry about it. Today I'm actually going to have you set a goal for yourself because there are some different levels of questions in here for you. So take a moment and read through all of the different goals. So if you are going to go for principiante, which is beginner, you will write words and phrases in Spanish to describe the calendar and emotions. If you want to go with intermediate, so that middle level, you're going to be trying to write complete sentences. And if you want to go for avanzado, you're going to be writing paragraphs. So think about what you want to try for today. And remember what I said previously, that if you don't meet a goal, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to mark anything against you, but I'm going to have you start recognizing your abilities and try to push yourself to do better. So go ahead and set a goal for yourself, and then we're going to look at the reading workshop text for today, because it is different. And what I want you to be aware of is that there are different levels of reading workshop text. So I'm going to pull the intermediate one because I know you guys can handle it, and we're going to read through it together quickly before you jump into the text. And I know it might be a little bit hard to see, but just try to listen and follow along the best that you can. El zoológico de Barcelona. ¿Dónde está Barcelona? Barcelona no está en Wisconsin. No está en los Estados Unidos. Está en España, en Spain. A los turistas les encanta. ¿Les gusta? Les encanta el zoológico de Barcelona, que es una ciudad grande. Barcelona es una ciudad grande. It's a big city. En España. En el zoológico hay animales africanos, animales de América, animales de Asia y animales europeos. Los turistas observan tigres, leones, serpientes, jaguares, lobos, wolves, rinocerontes, jirafas, leones, again, y cebras. El zoológico es divertido. ¿Divertido en inglés? Fun. Un boleto para adultos cuesta 19 euros. It costs 19 euros. Y para niños, para estudiantes, cuesta 12 euros. Los pases anuales, el Club del Zoo, so like you can get like a yearly pass. Los pases anuales cuestan 94 euros para familias. Mamá, papá, hijo, hija. Para una familia cuesta 94 euros y 45 para una persona. Solo una persona cuesta 45 euros. All right, that is the intermediate level of reading workshop text. So what I'm going to have you do, and I'm going to challenge you to do today, is you're going to go through and do as many of the questions as possible. So even if you only set your goal for beginner, too bad. I really want you to challenge yourself, okay? So here's the simple version of the text. And the first one that I want everyone to do, and you're used to this one by now, is you're going to write the words that are similar in English and in Spanish. Come up with at least 3. Challenge yourself to write as many as possible though. Okay, so looking at this text here, write down all the words in English that look the same in Spanish and English. Then, I want you all to do the beginner multiple choice questions, and remember, The question is right below the picture here, okay? So do all 3 of the beginner ones. And then I want to challenge you to try to do the intermediate ones. So you see where it says intermediate here? Try to do those as well. Question is under here. I would bet that you all can do this one. And then the second intermediate question, you're going to type in your answer. And again, if it asks you to type in Spanish, don't worry about accent marks. And again, the third intermediate question, give that a try. And if you're really feeling daring, I dare you to do the advanced questions as well. So go through and do as many of those reading workshop questions as possible. So go ahead and pause the video here, go to your Google form, open as many as possible, and then we'll get started with our class discussion. All right, we're going to get started with our class discussion. I don't want you to do anything but watch and listen and try to understand. Hay una foto de las emociones diferentes. Muy feliz. Bien, así. Enfermo. Oh, desilusionado. That's like disappointed. Triste. Frustrado. Contento. Confundido. Oh, sorprendido. Un poco triste. Super triste. Y enojado. Las emociones diferentes. Okay. Los días de la semana. Esta es una semana y hay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 días en la semana escolar. So in the last couple lessons we've talked about el año escolar, el club escolar. What do you think la semana escolar is? The school week. Y hay 1, 2 días en el fin de semana. Remember, recuerdan, la semana empieza con lunes, but the week starts with Monday in the Spanish calendar. Los lunes, este gato no está feliz, está bien, y esta panda, los martes, está bien, pero los miércoles, miren, este gato, el gato está cansado, muy cansado, los miércoles. Los jueves, el perro mira por la ventana. Y miren el caballo, los viernes. El caballo está feliz, está emocionado, excited. Yo no sé. Y, miren el mono los domingos. El mono está triste. ¿Está súper triste? No, está triste. Y, este es nuestro calendario, our calendar. So we're going to try to put some dates and some events and some things on here electronically instead of writing with it. Okay, miren el calendario. For example, el mes es junio. Aquí son los días, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 días en la semana escolar y 1, 2 días en el fin de semana. Okay. El mes es septiembre. Ahora el mes es septiembre. Y hoy es lunes. Now, I know that when you're watching this, it's not going to be Monday, but I'm not going to try to figure out what day you're watching this on, so just bear with me, okay? Hoy es lunes, el 14 de septiembre. Es lunes, el 14 de septiembre. Bam! Miren los números. Yay, la señorita Leopard, es fantástico. Okay, martes será el 15. Miércoles será el 16. Será means will be, because I know that it's not those days yet. Could be when you're watching this, but not today when I'm recording it. Jueves será el 17. Viernes será el 18. Sábado será el 19. Y domingo será el 20. Hoy, lunes, no hace sol. No hace sol. Está nublado hoy. Y me siento means I feel, and estoy means I am. They can both be used with emotions, okay? So don't get confused if you see both of those somewhere. Los lunes, yo, la señorita Leopard, yo me siento cansado y un poco frustrado. No estoy muy enojada. Yo me siento frustrado porque estoy en la escuela. Y yo quiero estar durmiendo en la casa. Pero no, estoy en la escuela. Entonces yo estoy frustrada, me siento frustrada. Pero los sábados, yo estoy muy feliz, me siento muy feliz, porque no estoy en la escuela, estoy en la casa. Y los viernes me siento feliz, contenta, porque es el último día, es el último día de la escuela para la semana. Y es un día especial en la escuela porque no es necesario llevar uniformes. No es necesario llevar uniformes el viernes. Y vamos a ver. I wish I could tell you if there were more exciting events going on, but I think that's all we've got for today. All right, let's recap the information quickly. Hoy es lunes, el 14 de septiembre, y me siento frustrada porque estoy en la escuela. Los sábados me siento muy feliz porque no estoy en la escuela. Oh, ¿qué pasó? Septiembre. Y los animales se sientan emociones también Este es mi favorito porque es un gato, es obvio. Y este gato está cansado los miércoles. ¿Qué día es miércoles en inglés? Wednesday. Don't forget, the week starts with Monday. Don't forget. Okay. Sí, es todo. All right, we're going to head back to your Google form. It's a short lesson today. We've got a lot of information to fill out here. So take a moment and type in your key ideas in English to show what you learned from our short talk about the calendar and feelings there. Then I'm going to have you go through and see all the ones that are labeled GOI. That means guided oral input. So that's based on our class discussion also. You're going to you're going to tell me how you feel. Normalmente los lunes en inglés, Monday. Normalmente los lunes me siento, yo estoy, me siento. So you're going to tell me how you feel on those days. And then pick one. And you can pick more than one if you want to. Normalmente los viernes. Viernes en inglés. Friday. Me siento. And again, you can pick more than one if you want to. Y normalmente los miércoles. Like that cat, the gato cansado. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. What's happening? Cancel. Tell me how you feel on los miércoles y los fines de semana, sábado, domingo, weekends. Okay, so take a moment, pause the video, fill out the class discussion section, and then come back and we're going to see how much you remember. Okay, really quickly. Cierto? True, falso, false. So I'm going to say a sentence, and I want you're going to keep the Google form open and handy so you can go back to it, but I'm going to pull up some pictures to help us understand what's happening, okay? So, número uno. Los lunes, el gato se siente, está bien. Los lunes, el gato se siente bien, así. ¿Cierto o falso? Put it on your form. Número dos. Los miércoles, el gato se siente muy cansado. Los miércoles, el gato se siente muy cansado. Run form. Número 3. Los domingos, el mono está muy feliz. Los domingos, el mono está muy feliz. ¿Cierto o falso? Put it on your form. All right, we're going to briefly summarize the information that we just talked about. So I'm going to have you pause. Well, you're not going to pause the video, but you're going to stop working on the Google form for a moment. You're just going to watch me write a couple of sentences en español. Okay. Hoy es el 14 de septiembre 2020. Okay. Mucho mejor. El título. El calendario. What should we include on here? La fecha de hoy es el 14 de septiembre. Punto. Es lunes getting a little wild. Y, la señorita leopard se siente. La señorita leopard se siente muy feliz o frustrada. Frustrada. Punto. El 18 de septiembre es viernes. Y los estudiantes, you guys can be out of uniform every day though, los estudiantes no necesitan uniformes. All right, una frase más, one more sentence. Los sábados la señorita leopard se siente muy feliz porque no está en la escuela. Woohoo! All right, I'm going to read this back to you in Spanish. Try to think about what it means before we come back and say what it is in English. Título, el calendario. La fecha de hoy es el 14 de septiembre. Es lunes y la señorita Leopard se siente frustrada. El 18 de septiembre es viernes y los estudiantes no necesitan uniformes. Los sábados, la señorita Leopard se siente muy feliz porque no está en la escuela. All right, in English, let's make sure that we know what it means. Title, the calendar. La fecha is the date. La fecha, I just did the wrong language like you guys do sometimes. The date of, today is the 14, 14 is 14, the 14th of September. It is Monday, and the Miss Leopard, to herself, so that say, it's like a reflexive pronoun, to herself, she feels. Let's start again with the Miss Leopard, to herself, she feels frustrated. The 18th of September is Friday, and the students they need uniforms. The Saturdays are on, so this los normally means the, but if you have a weekday, so we have the Saturdays here, it can mean on. So that's how you have to say it on Saturdays. You can't say en Saturdays, or en sábados, you have to say los sábados. Los sábados, the Saturdays, on Saturdays, the Miss Leopard, to herself, she feels very happy because she is in the school. All right, a couple things I want to point out to you guys. I'm going to circle them. Maybe you can figure out what it is. What do you notice about like all these things I'm circling? All those things I just circled. Yeah, so the days of the week in Spanish are not capitalized, and neither are the months. So that's something interesting about Español. All right, head back to your Google form. And in this section here, It says you need to copy the complete text. I have changed my mind. I just want you to copy one sentence down that you think is most important. So one sentence. I'm going to change this by the time you see it. So it'll actually say copy one sentence. So I will include the text as well, but you can pause the video if you need to. I will include the screenshot of this in the assignment on Google Classroom. You're going to copy one sentence down that you feel is important or interesting, however it is. Then we just read through the text, and you're going to write down what you noticed about the way Spanish is put together. It could be something I mentioned, it could be something else you noticed on your own. And then, last but not least, so pause the video and fill those parts out, and come back when you're ready to finish up. Una prueba, a quiz. You're going to test yourself here. All right, numero uno. So your different options are the days of the week. So you're going to select the day of the week that my statement happens on, if that makes sense. Okay. Número uno. El gato está muy cansado. El sábado, el miércoles, el lunes o el viernes. El gato está muy cansado. Número dos. Now you're going to pick the feeling that matches my question or my sentence. Los sábados, what day is sábado again? Saturday. Los sábados, la señorita Leopard se siente frustrada, desilusionada, enfermo o muy feliz. Los sábados, la señorita Leopard se siente. Y finalmente, número tres, again, you're putting the feeling in that matches my statement. Los lunes, what day is lunes again? Monday. Los lunes, la señorita Leopard se siente enfermo, muy feliz, frustrada o desilusionada. Los lunes, la señorita Leopard se siente, and pick your answer. All right. If you have chosen advanced, or if you want to give this a try, it's okay if you don't get it perfectly correct. It says, escribe en español para describir cómo te sientes, how you feel, durante los 3 días. So, if you wanted to write a sentence for how you feel on at least 3 days, en español. You can use some of the words in the box, you can use some of the words that appeared elsewhere on the floor. Opción avanzado. So if you're wanting to try for advanced, incluye también razones. So reasons, include reasons. And you can use these phrases over here, porque, because, a causa de, like the reason for, another reason. You can use reasons to explain how. So if you want to take that challenge, go ahead. And then lastly, you're going to say, what goal did you set for yourself today? So did you try to go for beginner, intermediate, advanced? And were you actually able to complete questions at that level? How did that go? And then hit submit when you are finished.